Hi guys and welcome back to the kingdom. So today we are talking about positivity. Now, as you guys know, I'm quite a positive person. The world is full of lots of doom and gloom, but I am the complete opposite. I like positivity, I like happiness and moving forward with a smile. Now, a lot of authors take on what I call the tortured artist persona. They're tortured by their craft, and I'm the absolute opposite. Writing is kind of like a drug for me. It makes me feel happier and lighter and a better person. And honestly, there are some really wonderful things to being a writer. So I thought we'd combat some of the gloom today and talk about some of the joys of being a writer. So let's do this. So the first thing, and I personally think is the most wonderful thing about being a writer, is we get to create such vivid people, such amazing characters out of literally nothing. We create worlds and plots and engaging stories out of nothing but our vivid and often overactive imaginations. We get to share stories, we get to share with our readers something that we've created, and then it's almost like that your reader is in on a secret because they know about something that you care about. It's something that you share. Not only that, you know, you get to decide how things play out. You get to write the positive ending, you get to write the happy twist, and I guess saying it out loud like that kind of makes it sound like a god complex, but actually I think it's one of the really wonderful things. I wouldn't call it a god complex, I would just call it something close to magic. Honestly, I think writing is as close as a muggle like me is ever going to get to magic, and I think it's beautiful. Another thing that I think is absolutely wonderful about writing is it is such a good stress reliever. I don't know about you guys, but when I write, it consumes my entire mind. I'm able to focus completely for just 2 hours on something that makes me feel really, really happy. Whatever it is, whether it's finances or my health or work, whatever is stressing me out, I sit down to write and I can just escape for 2 hours and think about nothing but something that makes me happy. And when you get up after those 2 hours and you've written a chapter of your book, and you feel 6 times better, that cannot be considered anything other than an absolute perk, in my opinion. Another thing that I find super wonderful about writing is it's definitely a form of free therapy. I've used it a lot. Whenever I'm working through something or I'm trying to understand something, writing is such a useful tool to help me express those feelings, help me understand those feelings, and come to terms with whatever it is I'm feeling. Feelings are natural, but sometimes they are completely irrational or completely unpredictable, and I find writing really helps me get to the crux of what I'm feeling and why. It's really helped me through my depression. It really helped me when I'm feeling angry or hurt or abandoned, and it helped me work out why so that I could confront those feelings in myself for free, from the comfort of my home. Another really wonderful thing about being a writer is that you have some really, really strange knowledge. Book research is a beast all on its own, but it's really, really funny. There is a popular post that runs around writing forums and it says, if anyone looked at my internet history, they'd think I'm constantly pregnant or a terrorist. And obviously that's not true, but it is really, really funny because doing your book research is going to take you to strange things. So for example, I write a lot of espionage novels. Whenever I want to name my characters, inevitably somewhere along the line I end up going to a baby name forum. And if I want to learn how covert parachute jumps work, you bet your ass I'm going to Google it. I don't know how else I'm going to find out that information. So I've learned some really strange things, and it's really funny when it comes up in conversation. For example, my friends and I the other day were discussing what we should do if there was a zombie apocalypse, and my friend was saying, oh, we absolutely need to head to the country, we need to get out of the city and get away from lots and lots of people. And I said, well, it depends when that's happening, because I've done some book research about apocalypse because I was editing a book, and I said, well, that's great and all, but actually if we're already in the city and it's too late, it's probably a really bad thing to do, because that's what everybody else is going to think. Everybody else is going to think, let's get out of the city, let's do it really quickly, and then the roads are going to be completely log jammed and no one's going to get anywhere. So it's really funny and fantastic that you know all these really random pieces of information. It's fantastic, it's completely bonkers, but it's definitely something I would consider positive. Another thing that I think that writing is really, really great for is giving you a sense of purpose and productivity. I could have had an awful day at work, spent all day putting out fires, answering useless questions, and then my to-do list is the same at the end of the day as it was at the start. Now that's the kind of thing that really tears my hair out, because I'm someone who likes to get things done. I like to achieve my goals. But it doesn't matter if I've had a really rubbish day at work, if I come home and I've written a chapter of my book, because I've achieved something that day. I've written a chapter of my book. I have taken a step towards one of my goals. And I find that that's really helpful for having really rubbish days. You know, it's different if you sit down and you turn on Netflix and, I don't know, you binge watch an entire series of something. Sure, you've done something when you've got home, but you haven't achieved anything. You haven't taken a step into building something that's going to make your life better. Whereas writing is definitely something that can make your life better. So yeah, that is definitely something I would say is a big perk to being a writer, in the fact that you can always find productivity, and that promotes positivity, which is why I always say I hope you have positive and productive weeks, because I really believe that they feed each other. Now, there are so many really good things about being a writer and writing a book, you know, connecting with other authors online, being able to read a book and escape and enjoy magic and share that with other people who understand it. It's almost kind of like having an inside joke or a secret. There are so many things I could talk about that it's wonderful to be a writer, but I'm going to stop my endless twittering. If you would like another really positive writing video like this one, I am absolutely beyond happy to make one for you. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and please hit the subscribe button. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comment section or hit me up on my social media. And if you've got any other positive things that you think that should be included in the next Joys of Being a Writer video, what do you think are the positive parts of being a writer? And I hope I will see you guys next week for another book chatter video. Don't forget to check out my Goal Boss Girls videos and all of my other videos on my channel, where I do share quite a lot of what I do. It's a large part of my life. I don't think there's a lot of my life that's really very private at the moment, but you know what? I'm enjoying every step of it, so why shouldn't I? I'll see you guys next week. I hope you all have positive and productive weeks, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!